What if I told you there is an e-bike that can go faster, further, and carry more weight than any e-bike on the market? Yes, I'm not joking. I'm speaking about this e-bike right here, the Rollroad Emma 3.0. All right, welcome to a new review. This is actually going to be my very first e-bike review. And I want to give a big shout out to Rollroad for obviously collaborating and partnering up with me to provide me with this beautiful bike. This is the Emma 3.0 and we have a lot to cover in this video. But before we begin, I just want to mention that this is going to be a non-biased review. Rollroad do not get to see this video before it's out, so it is going to be my honest and truthful review. I've done about 150 Ks on it. Let's get right into the video and get started. All right, the first thing I want to talk about is you may notice the seats. These seats are 60 centimeters extended to allow for 2 passengers to get on. As you can see, there are Footpegs as well, so 2 people can comfortably sit on this. The Emma 3.0 has a payload of 200 kilos, guys. Just to give you a reference, I'm about 81 kilos, 6'1", and I sit very comfortably on the bike, as you can see. My legs go all the way down, no problem. So if you're a bit of a shorter person, this is something to maybe consider. You may be on your tippy toes as the seat is not adjustable. Now, this is made from pure aluminium alloy, so really hard steel. It weighs about 50 kilos, so it's not light by any means. So if you're planning to lift this up some stairs or whatever, be ready for a little bit of a workout. Now, I also have the cargo box. If you're interested in cargo like myself, where you're carrying camera gear or anything like that, this is a 36-liter trunk. It's an addition that you can buy with the Emma 3.0. I highly recommend it. It is really great. Has a little cushion here for the back seat for the passenger. If there is a second passenger on board as well, you can comfortably fit in here 2 camera lenses, a camera body, and a drone as well. Probably even fit in a couple drinks, and that's about it. You can definitely do a little grocery shopping if you intend to do that as well. Now, let's talk about the range. The range on the Emma 3.0 is probably the most exciting thing that really got me hyped about this particular e-bike. Now, they claim that it can go to an estimated 240 kilometers on pedal assist. That is thanks to the 2 dual batteries that are situated right here and under the seat right here. These are 52 watt by 20 amp batteries, and together they can give you about 240 Ks on pedal assist. Now, I did do some testing with another passenger on board that weighs in the mid 60s. I put it on full electric mode, which is PAS number 5, and I got about 90 Ks clean on pure electric mode, which is crazy, guys. And that's thanks to the dual batteries. If you do want to charge both of them, I do recommend getting a second charger. It will cut the charging time in half. Charging ranges from about 6 hours or so for a full battery that's completely depleted. So if you have 2 chargers, you'd be able to easily charge both the batteries within 6 hours, guys. So who is this bike for? I'm going to talk from the filmmaker's photographer kind of perspective as a creative. I think this is a perfect bike for people that are creatives. If you need to get to the city fast, if you need to go to a street corner, or if you're looking for a place to photograph, just kind of escape for the day, take some gear and photograph, the e-bike is a great solution. Why? Because it actually goes pretty fast for an e-bike, up to 55 Ks. That's obviously off-road. New South Wales laws, and you'll have to check your laws, you can go up to about 25 Ks, but this can comfortably get you around the Sydney city or whereabouts you may be. This bike can also be used if you want to do DoorDash, Uber Eats, or any of those kind of food delivery jobs, because the great thing about this is you can charge it and you don't need to worry about fuel. It can get you around really fast, obviously faster than foot, and you can kind of cut by and bypass the traffic. You'll see a lot of people with Uber Eats doing these kind of e-bikes. They just won't have an e-bike quite like the Rollroad. They'll have the more kind of smaller models, but this is definitely one that you can do DoorDash, Uber Eats, or other food delivery outlets as well. Let's talk about the brakes. These brakes are hydraulic brakes. They're incredibly great, guys. The brake power on these are phenomenal, so you never have to worry about hard braking. They brake quickly, they brake efficiently, and they feel smooth, guys. So when you're going super fast and you need to come to a quick, complete stop, these feel amazing to do a stop. At the front here, we have a 2000 lumen light. So obviously when you're driving at night and stuff and you need a light, it's more than enough. I believe the older model had 1000 lumens. This is now 2000s. You also got your blinkers, your left and your right. There's none at the back, but we do have a brake light. So when you do brake, it does show up. Now, the only thing that I don't really like, and it's just a little negative for me, is because of the trunk and the extended seat, where the brake actually sits, it's actually kind of a little bit hidden under the trunk. So you can't really see it as much. You'll still be able to see it at night, but it's kind of I guess you could say, hindered by the trunk and the extended seat. So that's the only thing that I don't really like about that. I hope in the new model we'll be able to fix that up so the brake is obviously shown a little bit more, especially when you're crossing traffic or you're on the road. Just a safety feature that I'm thinking about, that would be really awesome. Now, let's talk about the foot pegs. The foot pegs are an amazing addition, especially if you have passengers, you don't want their foot dangling. So these ones are here are nice and sturdy, they're great quality, and they work perfectly well. Now, the seat itself. The seat is comfortable, but what I realized was if you're doing long hours, you may feel a little bit uncomfortable after a while on the seat. I think this is natural, just your bottom will feel less cushioned or whatever the case may be. What I find is to hop off a little bit, rest your bottom, and then get back on, and you're good to go. The throttle feels really smooth as well, guys. It's got a nice little palm rest over here, and it just feels great. Now, let's talk about the speed and kind of address the elephant in the room. Now, this has a top speed of 55 k's an hour, which to me, for an e-bike, is incredibly fast. Now, that 55 k's, you obviously have to use off-road. In New South Wales, depending where you are, the speeds may vary and they may be a bit smaller. But if you do take this off-road into a farmland or private property or whatever the case may be, you can get up to about 55 k's. Now, I was talking to Road and just reading obviously on their website as well, and the main reason they chose to cap it at 55 k's was because they were thinking about the longevity. While other competitors are focusing on speed, these guys are promising a 10-year guarantee that the bike can last about 10 years, which is incredible, guys. 10 years on an e-bike, that's amazing. And by the way, 55 k's is no small feat, and I've been able to do this comfortably off-road, and it is incredibly stable. We've got these beautiful fat tires at the front as well, the front and the back, which are incredible, which also add to the weight, I guess you could say, but they are great for off-road, they are great for normal roads, and they add a lot of sturdiness to the bike overall as well, which I actually really like. Originally, I wasn't sure if I'd be a fan of the Fat Boys, but they feel amazing. It's super comfortable, super sturdy, and I gotta talk about the shock absorbers. The shock absorbers on these are absolutely incredible, guys. You really don't feel bumps anymore. Like, they're so good. Any bump, you're like, oh my God, it's gonna be really bad. This one literally absorbs it. It's fantastic. I love it. I don't know what they've done, but they've done an incredible job with the shock absorbers. Now, I've made some little notes. I'm gonna quickly read off it regarding the braking power and how important the brakes are. So when it comes to safety, the EMMA 3.0 excels with its 4-piston hydraulic brakes. Now, these brakes paired with 180mm rotors provide exceptional stopping power. Whether you're navigating through traffic or descending steep hills, you can rely on the EMMA 3.0 to stop safely and precisely. Guys, I'm not joking when I say I'm going at a fast speed off-road and the brakes work incredibly well. You feel safe on it, you really do. It's not like other bikes where you feel like the brakes are gonna fail or you're gonna flip. These ones work incredibly well. Doesn't matter if you're heavier or lighter, these brakes have you. Now let's talk about the display. The display comes with a 4-inch smart display. You can use an NFC card that you're provided with Road, and it pretty much activates and turns on the bike. What's really cool, you'll be able to see your speed, how many kilometers you've done, choose your pass, like your different levels, whether you want to do pedal assist or not, and everything like that. It's incredible, it's super great, and I highly recommend it. Very intuitive. The NFC card is definitely an added security, which I really do appreciate. So people won't be able to turn it on without it, or you can put in a custom passcode if that's something you want to do. Now, I wanted to talk why I think it's a perfect tool for creatives and filmmakers and photographers. Look, if you guys don't have a car, if you use transport a lot or rely on public transport, this is honestly a great alternative. You don't have to worry about spending a lot of money on motorbikes, especially if you're concerned about speed and all the other stuff. You can get yourself an e-bike like this. This will get you around the city, around the town, wherever you need to go, and you don't have to worry about range. Getting comfortably on full electric mode and getting about 90 to 100 Ks on just electric, that should be able to take you wherever you need to go for the whole day. Obviously, if you're doing a little bit more and you're a bit of an adventurer and you want to travel more, you can always use the pedal assist mode, which should give you more than double the range of electric, which is honestly a great alternative, gives you a good workout, and you get the power of using a bit of electric too. So honestly, if you're a creative, having an e-bike, honestly, I gotta be honest, it's changed the way I think about filming, where I want to go, and just shooting in general, because I can just go in these little alleyways and these little corners where I couldn't go with a car, or I'd have to do a long walk. Now with this, I can easily go through it, no problem. This actually goes comfortably on off-road as well. You can go on the grass, gravel. You have got those thick tires as well, which allows for it. So you might as well make the most out of it. All right, my final thoughts. All in all, I honestly think the Roll Road Emma 3.0 is a fantastic bike. Now for this complete setup with the extended seats, the cargo and everything else, you're looking at about 4.3K. Now considering everything, that's not bad. That also includes the dual battery. So for 4,300 Australian dollars, you get this complete setup. Now the only things that I did add was this right here, this little shock mount for my phone and this little mirror. But Roll Road do sell these accessories as well if you do require them, which is great. So if you need a new battery, an extra charger, whatever the case is, Roll Road will have you covered. 4.3K, you get this full setup. Otherwise, you can get the smaller seat if you like the smaller seat, which is about 45 centimeters long, if you're not planning to bring on anyone else on board, or if you don't want the cargo trunk as well. So that way you can minimize the size. But all in all, I honestly think this is such a great tool for filmmakers, just getting you to work. If you don't have to carry a whole lot of gear, if you need to carry your camera, a couple lenses or whatever it may be, you can put in the cargo trunk. It does come with keys, so you can lock it obviously, and you're pretty much good to go. All in all, love this bike. The only downsides that I can honestly say about this is really its weight. Its weight is it's quite heavy. It's sitting at about 50 kilos, so trying to take this upstairs, lugging it around, especially if it's stationary, can be a little bit of work. Besides that, there really isn't much to say about it. It's honestly a fantastic bike, and I've really enjoyed using this. And you're gonna, as you've probably seen in the videos, it really is a joy of fun, a bundle of fun to ride this around the city, around the crossroads, off-road, wherever it may be. This bike can probably take you there. The only thing I can say where I might see it struggle a little bit is on more of an incline where it's like 45 degrees or more, but that's understandable. But with a 1500 watt motor, you're laughing. You're actually gonna be having a really fun time with this, especially on kind of straight roads. This thing flies, you know what I mean? It's got a good throttle, it's got some nice torque to it, and overall, it's a really powerful bike. That's it for this video, guys. If you made it to the end of the video, make sure you hit that like button. It really does help the channel. And as always, I will catch you guys on the next one. Stay safe and be well.